first wave. They're all either dead or MIA. So this is up to us. That's why we need to get it together, right now.
JTF 6-8 to tower, visual Hudson.
Yeah.
2 division agents on board. The explosion was their right in. Okay, clear to land. JTF 6-8.
Usually you need some time to know if you can count on someone. Well, we're out of time. My bet's on you. It has to be. I hope to God I'm right.
Hello everyone, Tarvix here, and it is time for the footage that you guys have all been waiting for, The Division. This is some footage that I have from the beta, but we're not going to be even talking about The Division. I'll do that in a whole different episode. The way I feel about the game is not good, so I might not even do it just because I don't want the hate. However, a lot of people don't like the game, a lot of people do, so I don't know. But in this video, we're going to actually be doing high school stories. And I've been thinking at night on what stories I should actually talk about. And I actually started through from freshman year all the way up until senior year. And I put like kind of them, I didn't really put them in order, but I just went through and I kind of thought about in my mind on what did I do this year that was memorable that I remember. And one thing of that is when me and my friend Israel, we were in track, and it was our freshman year. We had good enough grades to play football that year, but then we just barely skimmed by, so like third or fourth quarter, we were just failing. So like during track season, we weren't eligible to play, but we still went to the practices, and there was this one practice where we were supposed to run like a mile and a half, and we ended up running like 5 or 6 because we read the map wrong, and we and we took the wrong route. We took the senior route for distance running, and we were supposed to go down to like the end of a street or something and turn around, but instead we took the senior route, and it went like all the way around the town, and we got like probably 3/4 the way there, and then we're like, no one's with us. We went the wrong way. So, and then it was like springtime, so it's still cold outside. I don't know, it might have been like 50 or 40 or something that day, and we're all running. And the girls have got their little headbands on, their hair bands, and they're all wearing like joggers and, you know, sweatshirts and stuff because it's cold outside. So, and it's funny because we got all the way up until like 3/4 the way, and we're like, dude, no one's with us. We're normally not number one in like our fucking routes. So, like, maybe we should read the map, see like where we're actually supposed to go. And then we looked at it and we're like, oh, we were supposed to turn around. And then it started raining. It was like 45 degrees outside when we started, and then it dropped down even colder because of the cold from the rain. So we're sitting there probably within like 35 degree weather when it's pouring down rain super hard. So we're just completely soaked. It rained for a good 7 blocks until we got back to the school. And when we got back to the school, they were getting ready to send a search party out for us. It was the funniest thing. They were all waiting by the door, and the teachers were discussing what they're going to do. They were going to send the coaches out on like in their cars to come and find us. So when we showed up, we showed up soaking wet. Practice is over. Everyone's got their duffel bags and stuff ready to leave. They just finished like speed training and like foot coordination and stuff like that. People that did shot put just finished. They're like lifting their weights. And we show up and they're like, oh, there they are. And we're like, hey, how's everyone doing? We're like wringing wet. Like our clothes, we just took a shower. It was the funniest thing ever. We felt so stupid. It was so embarrassing because we're freshmen, and it's a freshman mistake. It's a freshman mistake, but it was It was a funny story, and now looking back on it, I really enjoyed it. Oh god. Oh, next one also took place freshman year. This is before the whole track season. It was during football. And they were doing freshman hazing. So our football field and our high school aren't like together. They're like, you got the high school right off the highway, and then down the road you've got the football field. And then it's got a football field house where they keep all the equipment and where the football players go to their locker rooms, and it's got an opposing team's locker room as well. And so we were out playing football, and at the beginning of practice, before we started warming up, it just poured down rain all day during school. So there's this big ass puddle in the middle of the practice field, and when it rains, it gets just so flooded there, and it gets all muddy, and it's cool. And then during the summer, it's just a dust pit. It's just so dry. The ground's all super powdery, and it's gross. And like when you're done with practice, you have to blow out your nose, and it's just full of dust. But they were taking kids, the seniors and juniors, and taking us and throwing us in the mud pit. Now, some of us were just diving in, and I was one of those people. I was just like, screw it, this is awesome. I'm just going to dive into the frickin' mud pit. But after practice, coaches didn't like that very much. They were kind of pissed off about it. But then it started to rain, and we're like, whatever, we practiced in rain, that's okay. And then it started to lightning, and after about the first strike, they're like, okay, what's going on here? So they'll kind of keep on their toes, but if it lightnings a second time, we gotta go into the field house and wait for it to stop. So it kept pouring, and right when we got into the field house, all hell just broke loose. It's fucking pouring to the point to where you don't even want to walk outside because it's about to hail on your head. And so the seniors come over from their side of the locker room, and they grab this red Solo cup, and they grab like the preppy kids on our football team. So they grab them and they hold him down, and they're like, you're about to pay for all your sister's sins. And they go in there with toilet water with this red Solo cup and start baptizing this kid. It was the funniest thing until they started targeting all of us. Now I, on the other hand, played along with them and, you know, did the intelligent thing. And because when it comes to people like that, if you're willing to do what you want to do, or let them do it, it's not fun. They're not getting the enjoyment that they want. So I was just like, go ahead, do it. I don't care. And so they'll just move on to the next guy. But yeah, they baptized like 4 kids with toilet water. Oh my god. You're gonna pay for your sister's sins, and then he tie him down basically and baptize him with toilet water. Oh god. And then during football, there was this our quarterback. He's like 6'2". He's got an arm. We do this thing. It's like I think it's Escape from Baghdad. You got 2 guys, and like there's a bit. They make a circle with all the football players, and then there's 2 guys in the center, and then there's a ball carrier behind him. And at the very front, there's a guy that's gotta get to the ball carrier. So you got the 2 blockers and the guy in the back, and they gotta block the guy with the ball. And so our quarterback actually he gets a running start and does the water boy scream. I don't even remember what it sounds like now. It was too funny at the time. And then during like the beginning of practices and stuff, they tabletop kids. You have a kid sit behind him and get on his hands and knees, and then the idea is to not let them know that you're there, and then one kid just comes up and pushes him, and he trips over the other person behind him on his hands and knees and falls over. We've gotten in so much trouble for stuff like that during football. It was honestly ridiculous. It was a fucking fun time. Football, I really enjoyed it. I started my sophomore year. Freshman year, I was afraid to hit, make contact, and then during like the last 2 games I started for football, and then it all really started clicking. I did really good, and then my sophomore year I did all season perfectly fine. I was good. I went from free safety over to a cornerback, and that was awesome. And then after my sophomore year, going into my junior year, at the beginning of my junior year, I dated this tall, thin blonde chick. She was really hot, not gonna lie. But now she's kind of a druggie, which kind of sucks. But she had a lot going for her. So anyway, so we talked for about 3 months, and then we dated for like a month, I think. And then she dumped me because she said she didn't want. She didn't want. Fuck, what's the word? Restrictions. She didn't want restrictions. And I'm not the controlling type of person. It was just she didn't want a relationship. It was her excuse. So I gathered up a couple of my friends, including Israel, and we took his car and we went out to Walmart and we bought 2 whole things of toilet paper. We bought stuffing. We didn't buy it. We actually came to my house and got it. Shredded paper from like the paper shredder. And then we also we bought gummy bears for the trip out there because she lives in the middle of the country. So what happened is that we went out there and Israel turned this corner going like 45 mile an hour, and my friend Andrew was in the back seat and the window was down and he almost flew out of the window. Like he had one shoulder stopped him from going out. It caught on the windowsill from out of Israel's car and it stopped him, and then that was the funniest thing ever because it was just unexpected. And then, so after we got all that stuff out of Walmart, we took the 15-20 minute ride out to her house, and we spent 2 hours toilet papering with like 7 people. And so her yard is just white. We got toilet paper strung so far up in the trees. We got shredded paper all over the ground. We took stuffing, put it in her bird bath, and had like 5 people piss in it. And then she had to clean it out, and later we told her, and she's like, oh my god, she was gonna fucking kill us. And then after all of that happened, her parents came out, because I guess her dad had to get up at like 11 o'clock or something. So when he came out, he was like pissed off. He was gonna fucking kill one of us. So we all dipped out. I like trucked my cousin. I knocked her on her fucking ass. We were all, mind you, we're all wearing Super Ninja Turtle masks from Walmart. And then Andrew's wearing a turban because he didn't buy a mask, so he's running around shirtless. And we had so many mosquito bites that night. I had 72 mosquito bites from like 2.5 hours being out there because they got a really humid crick in the back of their yard. But yeah, we fucked her house up right after she dumped me. It was the funnest thing I've probably ever done. It was amazing. But anyway, after I trucked my cousin, we ran out to the car that we parked in the cornfield, and then we had to go back because she lost her shoe. So they send me because I'm in the passenger seat, so I'm like, whatever, I'll go out there and I'll find her shoe. So I get out of the car, they drop me off in the front of the driveway, and what happened is right after I got out and I walked around the driveway, her mom comes out and like
JTF Commander Benitez
she's
is out in the
screaming,
field and he's gone
"Get the
offline.
fuck out
Bring
of
him
our
back.
yard!
We need
Calling
him
the
to set up a
cops!"
professional security wing.
And so
It'll
right
do a
after
hell of a
that,
lot for morale.
we all dipped,
also
and
got
she
your
got in the
basic
middle of the
services.
road
We need
and
power
was
and
like
the
doing the
intel
whole
to bring
Grinch
some
thing with the
We
stop,
had a guy
stop.
working on that, but it sounds like he ran into
And
trouble
we almost
tracking
hit her,
him.
and we almost
Without
went in
him,
the ditch.
it's lights out.
All in all, it was a really fun and
Isaac can
experience.
map itself to each of the wings
But
and the
I
bases
think
and
that's
sync
gonna
their
do it
progress
for the
so we
high
can
school
have a bigger
stories
picture of what's happening
today,
here.
guys.
And the more
If
stable
you
this
enjoyed it,
base
hit
is,
that like
the better
button. If you
shape the
didn't,
city
tell
will
me
be
why
in.
in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.